recording. Sorry, I forgot. So to return, our calling is not always a clear, direct message which we receive, but more often it's an understanding. It's a process of what you have to do. It is careful listening to God, reading the Bible, but also proper observation in our context, in our organization, what is going on, what is needed. So also proper evaluation of what could be necessary, which is also connected to our ideals, what we wish for the people around us in our organization. So what motivates us, what drives us to innovate. It's about being sensitive, so carefully observing, listening, watching, reading. Two characteristics of a calling, maybe of help. On the one hand, to be aware of your gifts. In the PPD strand, we are talking about core qualities, and we've also made a connection between gifts and core qualities. So thinking about and reflecting on your gifts may help you in discerning your calling. And on the other hand, the opportunities in your context. You have received a place in a certain context. God has placed you there, and that may help you also see what are the opportunities in the context that I work in. It doesn't necessarily have to be very large things. Innovation can also be very small. Small things can have large impact in an organization. So it's about discerning. Discerning is actually a key word here. How you can do good and what you can do, looking at your gifts and the opportunities in your context. And discernment is also closely connected to wisdom. So again, asking and praying for guidance and wisdom. It's a listening process. It's a process. That's an important word to to be aware of and to realize. A calling happens not in a split moment. So it's a process of starting to understand what is needed. Sometimes, or maybe often, a calling can arise in negative circumstances. For instance, if you meet resistance in your context, or you notice certain difficulties with colleagues. So as we reflected on last week, it's important to be aware of how your colleagues are approaching your innovation, the emotions that may play a role, and how they are thinking about your ideals and drivers. So in summary, when thinking about the calling, you could think about 3 questions that could help. The first one is the question, what has to be done in my context? So what has to be done? And secondly, what has to be done at this very moment? And thirdly, what has to be done at this very moment by me? So what has to be done at this very moment by me? And actually we could say think great and act small. Innovation can be very small and have much impact. So observe carefully in your environment, organization, what could be the answer to these questions concerning your calling in your context. Are there any things that you would like to share or ask at this point of your calling and your context? If not, I would like to make the switch to the well, more technical aspect, so to speak, of the writing a paper on your innovation, which is the use of the APA system, a citation style. And well, you could say, why is that necessary? Why do you have to do that? Well, it's one of the communication rules in an academic community that you use a referencing system. We have chosen to use APA, which is a well-known system of referencing, but you've also got the Harvard referencing system. So there are diverse systems which are used in academic writing. On the one hand, to be accountable for what you write and also give others recognition for what they have written. And on the other hand, it's also helping you to find sources which others refer to. So it makes it clear where things that you write about, where you can find them, or where others write about, where to find the sources. A first remark already, there is a possibility in Word to use references automatically, but take care as that's not always working smoothly. I prefer it to do it manually. There are people who are very good at ICT, etc., who are very who are good at using that system in Word, but well, it remains a computer program. So if you use the APA possibility in Word, always check it yourself if it's making the references correctly. As I said, I will share the basics of APA of the APA system. There are, of course, there are always exceptions, but I'm not going to discuss all these exceptions. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any clue any longer, I'm afraid, of what to do. So the basics are the most important for your paper assignment. And well, this is one of the basics that the APA is an author date citation system. So there is always a reference in the text, an in-text citation, we call that, which refers to your reference list in which the full source can be found. Now, in-text citations can be parenthetical, so that's between brackets. So then you say something in your text and then between brackets you put the source. Or a narrative, and that's when you use the name of the author in the sentence that you write. So for example, if you refer to the writer Alexander, who has said something, then you could say, well, Alexander, and then between brackets you put the year in which he has published something, has said that innovations are in education are a difficult enterprise, for example. So this is the basic system, so to speak, of APA. When talking about in-text citations, there is a thing to notice when including, regarding the number of authors. As you may have a source written by one author or two, but sometimes you've got a book or an article of which, on which 5 authors have cooperated together. So then there are certain well, rules, so to say, that APA has made how to refer to 1 or 2 authors or to more authors. For if you have got an article or a book with 1 or 2 authors, you include both names or one name in every citation. If there are more authors, so 3 or more, you only mention the name of the first author, and then you write down the words et al. In every citation. And others means. To give you an example here, here you see example of parenthetical, so between bracket citations and narrative citations with one author, with two authors, then you mention both names. And as soon as there are more authors, you write down et al. And then the year in which the publication was published. If there are two authors, that's good to notice. You see a difference between the parenthetical citation with two authors, as then you put an ampersand between the names. So Sala and D'Agostino, you put an ampersand in the parenthetical citation. But in a narrative citation, you fully write the word and. So Sala and D'Agostino, and then between brackets you put the number or the year of publication. So that's a difference in citation between parenthetical and narrative when there are two authors. Well, sometimes you say something in an article or a paper and you have got several sources to which you want to refer. So you've got several different articles to which you want to make a reference. Well, if that's the case, so if you've got more than one source, you put the sources in alphabetical order and separate them with a semicolon. So here you see an example of a number of sources to which you want to refer and how to do that. And a detail, but it is a rule, is that you put the point after the citation and also after the in-text citation. So the point comes after all the names of the authors and the years and after the brackets. It's a detail, but APA is sometimes about very small details, and that's something that you have to get. I also had to get used to. But once it's in your system, then it will become a kind of automatic acting. Well, another basic is the difference between quoting and paraphrasing. Because if you quote a direct quotation, you reproduce words verbatim from another source or from your own work if you have been publishing before. Actually, it is best to paraphrase sources as much as possible rather than directly quoting them, because paraphrasing, so summarizing a source in your own words, that allows you to fit material to the context of your paper and writing style. But sometimes you can use direct quotations if you want to give an exact definition of a certain author, or if an author has said something very succinctly or memorably, then you use exact wording, or if you want to respond to exact wording of another author. Someone said something and you want to give your vision on that. So then you can use direct quotations. Well, APA makes a distinction between short and longer quotations. Well, for your paper assignment, I've only chosen to discuss the short quotations, which are quotations of fewer than 40 words, which is a quotation that you put between quotation marks and incorporate in your text, and no additional formatting is needed. If you have a longer quotation, there is another rule of how to do that, which you can find on the APA website. Then you make a sort of block citation. But I expected none of you will use very long quotations in your paper, as the final paper only has to be 4,000 words. So if you use very long quotes, then your words will be going too fast. What is important to mention that if you've got a direct quotation, then you always include a full citation in the same sentence as that quotation. And there you see an example, effective teams, etc. And then there comes the citation from an article, and directly after that you include a full citation, a reference to the source. So that's another basic of APA. Then there's another one, that's the distinction between primary and secondary sources. For sometimes you read a book or an article in which the author refers to other sources. Actually, that happens very often. So a primary source in scholarly work refers to original content, and the secondary source refers to content first reported in another source. So it's a reference to another author. Well, in general, it is best to use secondary sources sparingly. For instance, if you can't find the original work as it has been published very long time ago, it's out of print, it's unavailable, or it's in a language that you do not understand. So if possible, always try to find the primary source. So if you read a book and you think, hey, that's interesting, that's an interesting article this author refers to, try to look up that article, so the primary source, and see what the author originally has written. As it's important, as the secondary source may interpret the author differently than you do. It might be that you look up a source and think, well, I don't think it's an accurate summary which the author I read gives. I understand the primary source differently. If it happens that you have got a secondary source, so you can't find a primary source, then you refer to it in your in-text citation, as you see on the bottom of the page. So Rabbit 1982, and then you say as cited in. So then you refer to the secondary source in which you have found the primary source. And you use the words as cited in. Well, this was about the in-text citations, and as I said, they all refer, you all put them sort of together in your reference list. So there should be all the references to which you refer in your in-text citations. So do not include books or articles in your reference list to which you do not refer in your text. Only the ones which are cited or quoted in your text. And the reference list has 4 elements, 4 basics: the author, the date, the title, and the source. So who is responsible for the work, when was it published, what was it called, and where can I retrieve this work? Here I've also chosen to discuss the basics. If you refer to a book, you first mention the name or the names of the authors, and then the last name first, and then the letters of the first name with a dot behind the letters, and then the year of publication between brackets. Then you mention the title, and the title of a book is always in italics. And then the publisher. And this is the APA 7. This is the newest edition. If you are used to APA 6, that's not a problem. I'm also still used to APA 6. But APA 6 also mentions the publisher location. So for example, New York, Penguin Books. But with APA 7, the publisher location is no longer needed. So only the publisher has to be written down in the reference list. But if you, again, if you're used to APA 6 and for, well, if you add the place of publication, that's not a problem, of course. Sometimes you've got a chapter in a book, an edited book, and secondly, you see an example of how to refer to a chapter in an edited book. First, you mention the author of the chapter and the title of the chapter of the book, and then you refer to the authors of the original book, and then you see that the order is changed there. So there you first mention the capitals of the first names, and then the last name of the author. And between brackets, you then put the words editors or editor abbreviated, so ED or EDS if there are more editors. Then comes the title of the book in which the chapter is published, and the title is again in italics, as it's always with a book. And then you put, if there's a number of the edition, you can put it there, and the page numbers of the chapter. So, for example, if it is chapter 7, a page number 115 to 129. So a chapter in a book always needs to have page numbers in the reference list. And finally, the publisher. Then finally, we've got a journal article. If you've got a journal article, you also start with the basics. So the author, the authors, the year of publication, then the title of the journal article. And this title is not written in italics. As with a journal article, you put the journal in italics. So there's a difference between a book reference and a journal reference, in that here you make the journal in, you mentioned the journal in italics. And then you also include the issue number and the pages of the journal article. And you don't have to mention the PP, which you see in the previous reference. You see page 115 to 129. With a journal article, you don't have to put the page numbers in. Just excuse me for 1 minute, as there's someone I have to quickly call my husband to open the door. Excuse me.
Do you think that we should keep this in the memory, or every time when you do this we got to refer the APA?
I was just about to ask, is it like the citation, is it okay to use the generator instead of like keep it to memory? Because I think if you continue using it, you just will get a hang of it without using the generator, the citation generator.
I've been using
Sorry,
a generator.
I thought my husband heard the bell, but he was so I had to open the door for someone. Javanka, you had a question?
Oh,
or did you already ask it?
yeah. I think Mina also had a question, but I think it's similar. I have actually two questions. First of all, before I forget, before you stepped out, you mentioned in a journal article, you don't really have to put the page numbers, right? I think that's what I understood.
Oh no, sorry. It's
The
you have to mention the page numbers, but
yeah.
you do not use the letters PP before
Oh,
the
okay.
page numbers.
Okay, clear. Yes.
So if you look at the second example of the chapter in a book, there you put PP and then the numbers of
Indeed.
the pages, and with a journal article you only put the numbers down. So
Only the numbers.
it's a
Yes.
detail, but it is the difference in the system.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
did. Because in your example, I saw two. I'm seeing 207, 217. So I was like, the page numbers are there. That's okay, but I get it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the
That's the
second
yeah.
question. Yeah. The second question is it is it a big issue if I use a citation generator, because I do use it, but I would like to be like I would like to be able to use it with to just do it on my own, but I wanted to know if it's a big issue if I use the generator.
And do you mean in Word that you use the citation? So what do you mean?
So like like when you can just Google citation, automatic citation generator,
Yeah,
and then you can
yeah,
just add everything, and it cites everything for you. It puts it in the right format, in the right
yeah,
APA
yeah,
format. And then I can just
yeah,
copy and paste it into my Word document. That's what I was
yeah.
wondering, if that's a big issue or if it's allowed.
Well, that's actually the same as I started with. It is, of course, possible to use it, but
Oh,
always check it yourself, as it remains a computer program which can make mistakes or overlook things. So always have it. You can use it, but always have a check if it has done it correctly, because you know the details and the exceptions to the rules. So um,
mhm.
yes, but
Yes, but
in
okay.
short, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And were there any more questions so far? Mina, you had a question? Or?
No, but it was similar to Javanka. The question is similar.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, that I didn't mention it. If nowadays there's a lot of works and articles you can find online. So if there is a so-called website reference, a DOI, we call that, you can add it to the reference list when you refer to a journal. If it's not available, it's no problem. But if there is a DOI, you can add it to the reference. And you do that at the end of the reference, so after the page range. Well, these were the basics. If you want to refer to a website, there's a lot of different possibilities. For example, you can refer to an organization or to a news website or to an article, to an author who has written certain content on a website. So there are already so many different options with websites that I think it is clearer to have a look at the APA website if you want to refer to an online source. So I've added the link where you can find information on how to refer to a website. And for more examples and exceptions, I've also added a link to how to refer to, well, if you've got a example which is not in the list of basics. But to discuss them all, I thought it would make it more confusing than clear for you. Then a bit of, are there any more questions about APA? Just to check again. Otherwise, I will turn to a bit of academic writing, what is important in your paper assignment. I'm not sure if you've all got this book, How to Do Your Research Project by Gary Thomas, but if you've got it, the last chapter pays attention to writing style and what is important in academics, what to avoid, what to do. So I can recommend the last chapter of this book to have a look at the chapter when writing your paper. With a few things which are important to take into account. In the first place, when you write a paper, you're not summing up sources or arguments, but you have to be aware of writing a narrative. So if you write about your context and explore your context of your school, you do not just make a list of facts, but try to write a narrative in which you can introduce the context to your reader, take your reader along, so to speak, so that the reader gets a picture, an idea of the context of your school. So insert what matters and leave out facts that are not relevant for the narrative. Writing is also skipping and leaving out a lot of things. You may start with a large picture and then start to cut out things and make it, well, more to the point when getting further in the assignment. Secondly, it's important to underpin what you say with arguments and sources. So if you say certain, state certain things about your context or about education, always try to underpin them and also refer to sources on which you base your view or what you say about education or about your context. And thirdly, about writing style, as for the reader, it is good to use the active tense. So not write in a passive, but an active tense. For the reader, it's more engaging to read if you write your paper in the active tense. I know that there are different traditions on this. Maybe some of you have also been educated in that it's not good to use the word I in an academic article or in academic paper, but that really depends on the tradition. From a positivist view, it is not done to use the word I, as it has to be objective, and the I who is writing has to be excluded and shouldn't be visible. But, well, we have discussed that nobody stands nowhere, so your own view and your own worldview always comes into what you say and what you write. So it is actually not possible to exclude the I from the paper. Also, if you do not literally say I did or I think, you are always present in what you are writing and thinking. So. I thought it might be good to have a look at the structure of the paper assignment as well. As key in your paper assignment is going to be the question, why is this particular innovation needed in this context, in this situation? You start your paper with an abstract, and important about the abstract is that it should cover the content of the whole paper. So it's not only about the introduction or about the context, but it should cover the whole paper. So it's a sort of mini summary, small summary of your whole paper with a maximum of 500 words. Then you introduce what you are going to do in your paper. So you sort of help the reader of what he or she can expect. So in this paper, I'm going to discuss this and this and this. First I will, and then I will, and I will conclude. So it's a sort of reading guide for the reader who reads your paper. And then you turn to the exploration of your context. Well, what is expected there is explained in more detail in the reader, in the assignment. But basically, it's about the Christian education worldwide model, which we have discussed in the first two sessions. So explore your organization or context on these 6 factors, the mission, the history, the ideal, etc. of your organization, the written and lived identity. That's all coming in this exploration part of the paper. And then your vision on education, then you can also use the things that we have done in the sessions and the assignments. For example, the session with Professor Cooling on epistemology, the 2 main streams in education, also the book that you are reading or have read already, and all the other literature that you have read. That all helps you to formulate your own view on what you think is important in education, which is, of course, why you think a certain change is needed. So it helps you to underpin why you think your innovation in your context is needed, because you've done an exploration in your context and you have developed a vision on that, or what you think is important and what is still missing or what could be improved. And that's what underpins your innovation. So why is that particular innovation change needed in your context? And then you make a short conclusion and discussion of your paper in a maximum of 4,000 words. And maybe that sounds like a lot of words, but well, when writing, you will notice that words are going quite fast, and so it might be possible that your first draft is more than 4,000 words. That's very likely that will happen, but don't worry. Then you'd better first write more words and then start editing and skipping. That's how the writing process often works. That you first you have more words and then you start to edit and make your sentence more precisely and cut out words and sentences, etc. And a well-known English expression is to kill your darlings. That's difficult. Sometimes you are very content with a part of something you have written, but it's not really to the point, or it can be left out, and then it might be difficult to cut it out of your assignment. But that's sometimes it's necessary to kill your darlings, but which makes your assignment better. Questions so far on the writing and the structure of the paper? Well, as said, I would advise you to watch this lecture, which is recorded by Professor De Munk, of which you have viewed another lecture already. And it's about a Christian view on innovation. And he talks about the why, the what, and the how of innovation, about drivers and ideals. And I think it may help you with this final part of your paper about the underpinning of your innovation, the change, why you think it's needed. So I would strongly advise you, it's a lecture of half an hour, to watch this video, as I think it may help you when you are heading now for your final assignment. Just notice that you can disregard the things he says about on-campus or video assignments, as they do not apply any longer. This video was made when the structure of the master was different. In the meantime, the structure has changed. So just focus on the content of what he says and do not worry about assignments or on-campus remarks that he makes. Now, there is not a formative assignment to hand in anymore, as I think it would be good to focus now on the final assignment, on the paper assignment, which you are going to hand in January. So after this meeting, I think it would be good to check what you have done already concerning APA, so your references, your reference list. Now that you have heard the details of APA, it may help you to make up your list already, your sources. And also make a summary of the book that you have read. And I would advise to do it in a way that you can use the content for your paper. And use also quotes from the book, at least 3 quotes, which help you to underpin your vision on education, or maybe in the exploration of your school context. So you don't have to hand in the summary of the book, but you make it for yourself as a building block for the paper, so to speak. And then it's good to be aware of the deadline of handing in the paper with your peer coach first. So that will be the 10th of January. So you will give each other peer feedback on your papers first. And then we will have another session of the content strand in which you can ask any questions that you still have concerning the paper assignments. And then you will hand in the paper with me on January the 23rd. And when you will be in Gouda, we will have a feedback session on the paper again, so that you can finalize it. And then the 3rd of March is the final deadline of the revised paper. So that's to give you an idea of the steps ahead with this paper assignment. Yeah, as I said, so try to write in a way that you can edit your text for the summative assignment. So when you summarize the book you have read, do it so that it helps yourself to, so that you help yourself to use it in your paper assignment. So try to write in that way already. Well, this is what I wanted to share today about innovation and calling, and about the paper and the references. Are there any things that you would like to discuss anymore or ask? Rahel, you've got a question. Does your microphone work, or do you put it in the chats? Am I correct that you have got a question, Rahel, or is it was it not on purpose that you are raising your hand?
It looks like she's trying to talk. I think in the past there's been an issue with her audio coming through. It might be worth typing the question, Rahel, because we're not hearing you.
Yeah. I will put it in the chat. Ah, there it is in the chat already. Rahel's got a question about the peer coach. That's the one from this master. So the groups that we have made at the beginning, if you do not remember anymore who's in your group, just send me an email, then I will give you the names of the group, but it's of this master, not from your school. I think Rahel was the only one with her hand raised. Yes, that was. Okay. That's good, Rahel. Well, if there are no more questions, I wish you good weeks to come and a blessed Christmas next week. And we hope to meet each other in January, in the new year. And it's quite soon already. So may the light of the world find a home in your heart and bring you and yours hope and joy and health this Christmas. And then I would like to close the session also together with prayer. Dear Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who so loved the world that you sent your only Son to this world to save us, sinners who did not ask for your Son and who did not welcome him even. Lord, thank you for this miracle that you so loved the world that you gave your only Son for enemies. Lord, we want to ask you for your blessing also for this week, if we have got holiday maybe, or if we still have to teach, and other things that we are expected to do. Lord, we want to ask you for your guidance also if we are thinking about our calling in our context. Lord, do you want to give us wisdom and open our eyes that we may see what you have got, what our place is, the place that you have given us. Lord, be with us and our families and those who love us and surround us, and give us blessed weeks and days. We ask and pray these things in the forgiveness of our sin, for Jesus Christ's sake. Amen. Well, thank you, and hope to see you in the new year. Take care and have good days together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So blessed Christmas to you.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello everyone. Before you leave, I see that I have the pair sessions, the group sessions. So it's a if we can meet in 15 minutes, would it be okay if we meet in 15 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.
Javanka,
I won't be able to join you. Sorry, Mina.
No,
I need to attend to the conference, but
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, like, okay. Marley, okay.
Bye-bye. Blessed Christmas to you.
Yeah.
And colleagues. And all.
Javanka, I have youth carol singing at my place. So if they come now, so I will not join the meeting. But if they come later, then I'll join the meeting. Okay. Yeah, thank you. But actually, I have a lot of questions to ask, so I will send it in the message later. Yeah.
Margreet? Hallo?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hi, Margreet.
Hi, Javanka. I can hear you.
I was just wondering if they just joined back in this chat, right?
I think so.
Okay, great.
I just didn't leave, so I thought that's easy.
Exactly. I think so too. Okay. How's it going with you? I see you sent lovely pictures. What a lovely picture.
Yeah, they are really very nice. Yes.
Yes.
We had some days of ice. It was very cold, and it was really
Mm.
really freezing. Like almost some places even 10 below zero. You can't imagine 10
Yeah.
below
10.
zero in the night. Eh?
Oh gosh.
It was very cold, I can tell you. But
Mhm.
it
Wow.
makes the water freezing, and then
Yeah.
it was
Fun.
we were able to do ice skating
Oh,
just in the nature. So
indeed.
oh,
Oh, leuk.
het was fantastisch. Het was zo prachtig. Een
Oh, leuk hoor.
beetje gevaarlijk, weet je wel.
Ja. Ja.
Wel, de plek waar ik ben geweest was niet gevaarlijk. Het was echt genoeg ijs. Het was ook op
Ja.
zondagmiddag. Het was echt na, ik denk 5, 6 dagen van echt hard vriezen.
Wauw.
Dus het was oké. En ik bedoel, er waren heel veel
Mhm.
mensen aan het schaatsen. Dus dan weet je gewoon dat
Precies.
het oké is. Hè?
Ja, inderdaad, ja. Maar kan
En-
je wel schaatsen? Volgens mij wel. Je ziet er wel comfortabel op het ijs. Dus volgens mij kan het wel.
Ik kan je vertellen, ik heb het jaren dus niet gedaan, want ik was in Pakistan.
Ah, ja.
En nou, hoewel, vorig jaar zijn we nog naar de gewone ijsbaan geweest. Toen heb ik het wel gedaan,
Ja.
nog even met mijn kleindochter. Dus
Precies.
ja, ik kan het zeker wel. Weet je, en zoiets als ik was 4 toen ik het heb geleerd, 4 jaar oud.
Oh.
En dan weet je, dan is net als fietsen, dat verleer je niet, hè? Al doe je het natuurlijk heel weinig.
Ja, leuk hoor.
Ja, kan jij schaatsen, Javanka?
Nee. Nee,
Oh.
ik heb het nooit gedaan toen ik in Nederland woonde. Maar ik heb het wel gedaan op vakantie.
Oh, ja.
En dat ging niet. Dat ging echt niet.
Ja, ja.
Wel lachen.
Zegt Javanka,
Ja?
gisteren was het very groot nieuws in Nederland.
Oh,
yes! Misschien heb je het wel gezien. En ik zag ook nog Sint Eustatius voorbij komen.
Oh,
In het
echt?
nieuws.
Ja.
Ja. Oh, mensen, kinderen. Al wekenlang praten ze over die excuses die ze gingen maken.
Precies.
En gisteren was het dus heel groot in het nieuws. Mensen, kinderen.
Ja.
Heb je het nog gezien?
Ik heb de link gekregen, maar nog niet gezeten om te kijken. Maar ik heb het wel gevolgd hier op het eiland. Ik heb het wel gevolgd, ja. En op Sint Maarten.
Ja, daar ook, hè? Ja.
En op Sint Maarten, ja, is wel, ja.
Jongen.
Ik weet niet, ik heb wel, ja. Ik weet niet wat ik denk erover. Ja. Ik moet daar nog even over nadenken. Een beetje kritisch. Nog kritisch daarover nadenken. Ik weet niet wat ik erover denk.
Nee.
Ja.
Maar er zijn heel veel verschillende gedachten over. En in Nederland is dat natuurlijk ook zo. Ik bedoel, weet je, heel veel mensen denken er toch echt verschillend over.
Precies.
Van, de ene vindt, is het nou nog nodig? En de ander zegt, het had veel meer moeten zijn. Weet je wel, en alles wat er tussenin zit.
Ja.
En heel veel mensen die zeggen ook van, nou ja, kom dan nou nu ook maar over de brug met wat vergoeding of zo. Nou, dat ook nog weer.
Ja, dat ook nog.
Ja, nee, maar ik bedoel, er wordt dus enorm verschillend over gedacht.
Exactly.
En ik denk dat dat gewoon ook terecht is. De ene vindt dit en de ander vindt dat. En het ligt er ook heel erg aan hoe je in het leven staat, denk ik. Precies, en hoe je leeft, waar je woont. En ik bedoel, ik kan ook terug naar de Spanjaarden. En zeggen van, nou, wat hebben jullie ons allemaal niet aangedaan vroeger?
Ja.
Weet je, maar goed.
Ja,
of naar de Duitsers of zo.
Ook, ja, dat ook, ja. Ja, dat bedoel ik. Weet je wat, ik moet daarover nog nadenken. Ik bedoel, dan gaat iedereen iedereen wat vragen. Bijvoorbeeld, net als je zei, de Duitsers of de Spanjaarden. Iedereen gaat dan vragen voor hoe zeg je dat? Een apology of geld of, something.
Ja. Ja, want kijk, de Eerste Wereldoorlog, die hebben we natuurlijk ook gehad hier. En
vertel. Ja.
De Eerste Wereldoorlog, weet je hebt de Tweede Wereldoorlog, dat is Duitsland. Ja, en de Eerste Wereldoorlog was meer, denk ik, Frankrijk en zo. De Fransen. En ik weet niet precies, tussen de Fransen was ook vreselijk. Ja, weet je, ik weet het ook niet, Javanka. Ik weet het niet. Ik heb begrepen dat de mensen die dus aanwezig waren bij die excuses, dat die wel allemaal heel positief waren. En nou ja, oké,
dat is belangrijk.
Het is ook gewoon afschuwelijk wat er gebeurd is.
Ja, het is wel
en
zo.
Ik heb er ook verschillende boeken over gelezen. Het is echt verschrikkelijk wat mensen elkaar hebben aangedaan. Maar ik zou zeggen, en dat vind ik ook wel goed hoor, dat ze gaan nadenken over, of dat ze de nadruk leggen op van, ja, en nu, wat vandaag? Wat zegt het ons vandaag? Wat moeten wij er vandaag van leren? Hoe gaan we met elkaar om vandaag? Dat soort dingen.
Precies. Daarover kunnen ze nadenken, ja.
Ja, dat denk ik ook.
Dat is wel iets, ja. En weet je wat ik ook vind met, ze zeggen dan een soort, geld. Ik denk meer van, geef het aan bijvoorbeeld foundations die does stuff to help people. For example, if you see like in the community somewhere in the Caribbean, the Dutch Caribbean, if you see someone de vrouw laaggeletterdheid of zo, de mensen die niet goed kunnen lezen, stop maar geld daarin of extra geld daarin, so that people can grow. Weet je, in zulke foundations, but not to say like you give people een bedrag of zo. Ik weet niet of ze daarover, of zo mensen denken dat het hoort, dat gewoon ik kreeg een bepaalde bedrag, mijn tante kreeg een bepaalde bedrag of zo. Maar ik denk meer van pomp het of geef het aan goede doelen. To help people in the Dutch Caribbean, more so. Weet je, niet zo dat ik een bedrag of zo moet krijgen op mijn bankrekening of zo. You know, that's a bit too much.
Ik ben het helemaal met je eens. Dat vind ik inderdaad een hele goeie. Ik hoop ook dat ze dat gaan doen, dat ze dat zo op die manier gaan aanpakken.
Ja, dat vind ik wel goed dan, weet je, als ze zoiets doen.
Ja, precies. Nou, dat hoop ik ook. Ja.
Dat hoop ik ook. I see Rahel.
Yes, I also see Rahel. I didn't see Rahel yet.
No?
Yeah, I see her, but I didn't see her picture. I don't see you in live.
No, I don't either, but I don't know if something is wrong with her camera. Something. Maybe.
Let me see.
Is everything okay? Well, maybe she's yeah.
Oh, nice sunshine.
Yeah, the sun. It is so bright. Like it's echt felle licht. Dus,
yeah, here it's raining now. Raining, cloudy, dark.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah, that is really.
I really don't like when it's dark. You know, it's like time to, like ga naar huis when it's dark. Like time to get home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is. It's like last week. It was like very cold, and then usually then the sun is out. So that's much better weather. It's clear. It's healthy. But now, it started raining yesterday, and then the whole week it's raining until after Christmas.
Yeah. Oh no.
So the forecast is not promising.
It's not promising. But Margreet, I do recall like when it's Christmas, it's like when it's like this type of weather, it's like really gezellig. It's really cozy to be with your family and stuff.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
You decorate your house inside very nicely.
Exactly. Oh, there's Rahel is saying something. I checked you in. Will you share it later when we share about things that we are grateful for? Since my microphone, oh, her microphone is not working. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, Marlene. I think that's Marlene. I see someone else. Toch? Oh no, it's no one else. Yeah. I don't know. It's already 7:25. I'm not sure if we should just get started. Yeah, or maybe wait a little bit.
Yeah. I understood. Ik hoorde dat Kelly weer ziek was.
Oh.
Kelly is weer ziek en ze ging weer naar de dokter vandaag.
Ja, oh wat jammer. Oh.
Ze mist veel, hè? Zo.
Ja. Oh, wat jammer. Ik hoop dat het niks ernstigs is of zo.
Nee, nou, weet je, in ons soort landen, echt waar hoor, de afgelopen maanden zo ontzettend veel zieken. Mensen, kinderen.
Ja, ik bedoel gewoon verkoudheid of...
Ja, griep, koude, buikgriep, koorts, hoesten, van alles,
Ja.
weet je wel.
Ja.
Dat is natuurlijk het voordeel als je in een warm zonnig land zit, dan heb je dat veel minder.
Ja. Oh, ja, dat begreep ik.
Ja,
maar
dus ik denk dat zij daar ook heel veel last van heeft. En ze heeft natuurlijk heel druk met haar uitvoeringen.
Precies.
En dan veel stress en veel op de stage. Nou, dan...
Exactly.
Ik denk dat
ook wat, ja.
Ja, dat vraagt veel van je.
Ja. Oh. Maar weet je nog toen, ik weet niet, toen, when there was corona, the you know, like maybe a year ago, year or two ago, I realized, like, of course, this is the time when people get griep and verkoortsay. They get sick a lot, powder. But it's like at that time, because people were so, I don't know, they were more washing hands frequently. Getting sick was not really around this time, was not really happening that much. But now I realize that some people are also getting like the cold and the flu now more often. But during Corona, it was more, people were very like, you know, like it wasn't.
Yeah, they were on distance. They kept distance.
They kept their yes.
Because of the distance and the clean, you know, the cleanliness, people didn't get flu. Only here and there Corona because of this new virus.
Yeah.
Which spreads quickly. But in general, the normal flu wasn't there. Wasn't
there.
And now people act like normal. So they meet each other, they have big groups together, and although they don't keep distance at all anymore. So now the normal flu is just, you know, and this small children, they didn't they didn't have that over the past years, so they are kind of inhale, you know.
And het inhalen.
Yeah, and it inhalen, yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, it's the time of the year, you know, the time of the year.
Yes, I think so.
Hi, Patrice.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I was busy with some small things in the office and I got back late.
Yeah, that's no problem. I think I'm just gonna get started because it's already 7:29. So
Yeah.
by the way, Rahel said she's present, but she can't respond. So yeah. So what we're gonna do today is so everyone I would like to ask everyone what to share something positive, something what they're grateful for this past month or this past week. Just something that they're grateful for, happy about, you know. And then I want to check in if there's any questions or tips or difficulties pertaining to the study, or questions about the assignments that maybe we can help each other out. And then I want to do a prayer request and then closing. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I'll just start with Rahel. She sent what she's grateful for in the chat.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna read what Rahel said. Rahel said, I am grateful for the school has ended and this master program for semester 1 is almost over. Smiley face. It was challenging, and though since I am very busy with the school task, so kind of hard to manage my time. Somehow it's going to end, though I still need to work hard to do the summative assignment. Yeah. So that was what Rahel shared.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anyone else who wants to share.
Yeah, I am very grateful for me the thing that really released me is when I could solve the ITC problem with team, because
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'm that kind of person. When I don't have a scope of the general mind map of the things, it is difficult to really make it. So since November the 15th, now I have a clear idea what it is like. So it has become quite normal to me. So I'm grateful for this.
Mhm.
And now I am going through the challenge of applying for the visa.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because we have gone through quite some difficult political situations in these last months. And because of this, most embassies have given the visa application procedure to private organization, companies.
Okay.
So uh, I have to apply in a private company, and then they'll take it to the embassy. So but I'm working on it now.
Next step. So there's
Yeah.
so
So
there's like
this will be a point of prayer so that things will go smoothly.
Yeah. That's just things go smoothly. Wow. Okay. Well, I
I'm
hope.
also proud of you, the classmates.
Yeah.
You have been very supportive, and I hope I'm gonna make it for the assignments.
Yeah, I must agree. Yeah. 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 Think of something. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I am indeed very Master Guru Patrice. Our classmates. I'm really glad. You know, I'm not someone who talks a lot. Because when I don't know someone, I don't really I don't mingle. I'm more of an introvert. But I'm even though I haven't met you guys in person, I do feel blessed that I am in this group with you guys as classmates, each and every one of you, because I feel um I must say I feel the support. I feel the love, and I'm really blessed to have you guys as a team to work with. I am I guess I'm happy. I'm grateful for family. Um yeah, I'm grateful to have family around this year for Christmas. Um, we do celebrate Christmas, but this year it's not going to be anything elaborate. We usually travel for Christmas, but this year we're not traveling as a family. It's like about sometimes 30, 40 of us. We go on holidays to America, or we usually go on a cruise. But this year's not happening. It's just going to be at home. But still, I'm grateful for my family, even though we're not going to be. Everyone is not going to connect and be completely together. It's just going to be phone calls and stuff. But I am grateful for my family at home, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and I wasn't so I finally got the okay from my principal at school to that I'm that they found something to do in my classes. I didn't mention it, but there was a bit of an issue with my classes. Who would take my classes over? Like if I traveled to the Netherlands for 2 weeks, who would take my classes over? But there is a very good arrangement that was made, and I can proceed with looking for a ticket to the Netherlands because that it wasn't really sure if I was gonna be able to travel, but I found out last week that it would be possible.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's good news.
yeah, it's good news. Back to the cold.
Yes, but practical can be also good news.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am very happy because last week I found my third change team member in my school available. So,
Good.
well, she suggested, I don't know who it was. Is it Willemika or so? Or
Mhm.
I can't remember who said, but we should have at least three team members for the change team. She
Yes. Yeah.
suggested, and well, so far I only had two. But now, last week, I found one member available, team member available. And she said, yes, I can do it. So that's nice, very nice. And the week before, I did a presentation to the colleagues from, what shall I say, grade 3 to grade 6. Well, the upper part of the primary school, the higher part, and so all the colleagues then I did a presentation to them about the master and about innovation topic, and well, they really liked it, and they were very enthusiastic and happy the way I presented it, and they came back to me saying like, wow, it went so well, and you were doing such a good job. So this really encouraged me
Mhm.
and made me happy to continue. So these two things. So yeah, I was very happy.
Nice. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I think that's it. um, what about now we're going to move on to checking in questions or any difficulties with the assignments. If anyone
Yeah.
has.
Actually, I have a question about today's lesson lecture.
Mhm.
So do I understand well that for CT we have to
Mhm.
write a paper of 4,000 words,
Mhm.
and it has to be an innovation, but I don't know that part. I don't grab really.
Mhm.
What innovation do I need to do in my school? And I did all the assignments.
Yeah.
I did. But what is the innovation? Is it the innovation topic for the research, or is it something else? I don't understand really.
Yeah. For
I mean,
research.
I can read a book, yes, I can,
Yeah.
and of course the other assignments and
Mhm.
articles which we needed to read and all those things. But what is expected from us?
What is expected? Exactly. Well, I'm just making a note because I'm also, I just made a note, but I'm also opening up the assignments, because you're asking the question, is it, do we have to do an innovation for the content strand? But is it really that, or isn't it about we have to do for this assignment, it has to do with the, what's that thing called, calling, with our calling. I
Yeah, calling as teacher. I think we lost Javanka.
It's like.
I also don't.
Yeah, so maybe yeah, I can share the time she get back. And now we might check with Eva, Professor Eva, but I think the innovation, it's not about two different innovations, but it's about the one you work to work on in your research project. Yeah, it is the same to describe it and now tell about the context of your school, how the context justified the need for this innovation and what the innovation is about.
Oh, okay. Oh, that
This
sounds.
is how this is how I understood it.
Yeah. How my context.
Because I think for object research, as a teacher leader, we are expected to be observing the context, seeing that there are things that need to be improved. And now from the problems we have observed, as a teacher leader, we want to bring an innovative solution. Then this is why it must be rooted in the context. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Daphne.
Yes, sorry, I didn't see your message, Marguerite. Sorry, Javanka. I'm a little late. I thought it was 45.
Hi, Daphne.
Sorry.
Yes.
Hi, Patrice. Hi.
Hi.
Great. Hi, Rahel.
Yeah. So we're just.
Oh yeah. Please go ahead.
Go right ahead, Marguerite.
No. You can explain.
Yeah. Oh, we were just discussing the if there are any questions or tips about the assignments, and Marguerite had a question about for the content strand. She wanted to know what is expected of us when it comes to the innovation part of the assignment. But Patrice was busy explaining it, and I kind of fell my how to call that connection fell away. But when I joined back, it seemed as if that was the assignment, because I have it in front of me, and it is indeed about exploring the context, the school context, but also a proposal for the innovation that you have to carry out. So indeed it is exactly what Patrice was explaining.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now I understand. Yeah. So why you have to see what the context is of your school, and then justifies the innovation topic.
Yeah.
And then including all you have read and all you have studied and the book and all that as Christian leader.
Indeed.
Yeah. I get it. Thank you. Very helpful.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Patrice. Thank you, Patrice.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
I have another question.
Okay.
Our innovation research topic. No, let's ask it differently. The research question about our topic, the research question. When do we have to finalize that? When is the final date that we have to hand it in our research question? You know, the main question. Like what she describes today about a person who did research about meetings. And then the question was, what was the question? She started writing about what do we need to have better meetings or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and so that was the research question. So when is that due? Do you know that?
No, not really. Yeah.
I thought it was somewhere in January.
Yeah, I think it comes from the process, how you are progressing. That is, at the beginning, you will formulate a research question, and that question you make it stable, you stabilize it for some time, and it is generally when you start collecting data, it is more stable. And after you have collected data, maybe the data themselves will take you into reformulating the question, then, refining it better. Then after data are collected and you have refined it, if it is necessary to refine it, when you start analyzing the data, then you have to make the decision to make it final. Because then if you change it, it might take you back to collecting the data. So I think it is at the time you start making the analysis of the data, you must decide that it is the final research question. But till that moment, for me, I think it is still possible to refine the research question, make some adjustments. It's something about your feeling. It's a moment where you will feel, I'm there. I don't need to change this anymore.
Correct.
I wonder if it's at the end of the first year that we have our final research question.
Sorry, that's me?
Because I'm looking at the summative PowerPoint presentation. And it seems that for now it's just oh wait, I was reading it here. Discovering and exploring the urgent topic or the issue we want to analyze, and then plan a small innovation in the second semester, but probably at the end of that we'll have our final research question, because our main research will be probably next year with the questionnaires, observation. I'm not sure if it was asked that we have our final research question now. I don't remember.
No.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
I can recall.
Sorry.
Daphne was sorry, Margreet was saying something.
No, I said okay, but I somehow understood that it has to be finalized in January, this January, but maybe it's next January. No, not that next one.
Because our first semester was really going native and trying to, it's written here, explore and then try to present what our topic is, but I don't see that the question has to be
final yet.
Yeah,
I think it is too early to get a final research question.
Yeah.
Okay, that relieves me a little bit. I have some more time.
No, you are very ahead. For those of us who still have some assignment to catch up with, we are not. We dare not think about having a final research question yet.
I have the feeling all the time I need to run, you know, and then I'm running, and then some people call me back. No, go native.
Yeah. But maybe you can ask the question, Javanka, in your mail when we just say that we met together, just to give us what, with the time schedule of these semesters, when does the final research question have to be chosen?
Yes.
Like that, Marguerite will have her set mind of deadlines.
It helps me, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yes. I noted down the question, so I'm gonna send it in an email today.
Patrice, how are you going with your peer?
With?
With your peer. Who is your peer actually?
No, yeah, I am with Rahel and
Mina?
Mina, yes.
Okay. Is it going well?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, I was thinking that the peer reviewers were different from the sharing group, but yeah, I understood it is the same.
Huh? No.
No, no.
No, I don't think so. Your peer group, that is Rahel and Mina, okay? And your changing group, that is some of your team members from your organization.
No, not changing group. It is, I say, sharing group.
Okay.
Oh,
sharing group and peer group. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
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 And, well, Javanka is in my peer group together with Marlena. That's going well. And your peer group, Daphne, is Kelly, right?
Yes, and I have Kelly. And normally I have Chi just for the content strand.
Oh, yeah.
So I will send her a message to Chi to see if she wants to send me the paper that's due on the January 10th for content strand. And then I spoke with Kelly last week, and we said that we're going to try to send our portfolios before the 15th of January, because I think the portfolio is for the 31st or something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get to see something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we also decided about a date in January.
Yes.
Right?
But yes, I think Margreet, we only decided that was for the PPD strand. But I saw today the content strand. Our peer group also have to make a I think
the 10th.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. The content strand from today, that is about 15 or so.
Yeah, 15.
Was it 15?
It's the 10th.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
Oh, the 10th of January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I guess our peer group, we'll have to just check that out in our WhatsApp chat, Margreet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's good because they didn't, for the portfolio, they didn't put aside a date for the peer review. They just gave the end, but for the draft copy of the CT paper is the 10th of January.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's good that you are not traveling, Javanka.
Oh yes, indeed. Indeed, it's good that I'll be home. Yes, and our holidays just started. Last Friday, our holidays started. I think the 13th or the 12th it was. Right? No. Yeah, Friday the holidays started.
Do you have 2 weeks or one?
They're saying it's 3 weeks. Let me check.
3 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks. Yeah.
Congratulations. Wow. Congratulations.
It's gonna go fast. It's gonna go fast.
We had last year 3 weeks holiday at Christmas because of COVID.
Oh, yes.
And I loved it. 3 weeks. It was so nice. With a break of 3 weeks. But now 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Well,
and
everyone is sick. But anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have holidays too, Patrice? From work?
Yeah.
They closed?
Yeah, I'm planning to leave on the 22nd. That is in 2 days. But I still have things to finish because before the new year comes, then probably I will be leaving from the 22nd to the 3rd of January.
Nice.
Then I will see to really make profit of this to catch up with a lot of assignments. Yeah.
And
So it
Patrice,
is it will be a working holidays.
Yeah.
Patrice, where are you heading to your family?
Yeah, I am planning to take my family to my mom. She's living 300 kilometers away from Ouagadougou. So she's almost 70. So she hasn't made the trip to come and visit us. So we'll go and so that she can see the baby.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Something to look forward.
And all the children are well, and your wife too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. Well, if there aren't any more questions, I'm gonna continue. Yes. So if there aren't any more questions or anything else, I'm moving on to the other slide. Let me make it bigger. 1 second. Focus on content. Yeah. So this is basically in part the closing, and also after what I want to do is our faith can be declared through music. All of us know that music is a way for us to communicate and to connect, and also to express ourselves. The presence of God, it leads our thoughts towards Him through music. So I wanted to share this, not the whole song, but just a song where, for example, it's also in part a kind of prayer request, because it's kind of singing and declaring the gospel of God, and asking God for healing, with everything what some of us might be going through. So I just want to share a really deep song. I'm not going to share the entire thing, and then after that, I'm going to move on to the closing prayer.
So after that story, we sat down and we wrote this song. Because I don't write.
Just a question: are you guys able to hear it? Hear the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Songs, because I'm thinking, oh, the church will sing this. Oh yeah, this will do radio. Ooh. No,
Excuse me, Patrice. Hello. Are you able to hear the song? Hello. Just a question.
Okay.
Are you guys
Le
able
26, c'est vrai ça. Oui, là, on met ça dans la soirée parce que le matin, j'ai rendez-vous à l'ambassade.
I need to sing.
Donc, on va mettre ça dans la soirée.
I sing things about his character that I need to reinforce till the faith meets up with what I'm actually singing, right on?
D'accord, merci bien. J'avais pas remarqué ça. Oui, oui. Merci. Merci.
You're our healer, you and you alone. And we will trust you to hold around us. You're our healer, you and you alone. The middle of the dark, in the thick of sorrow, you say, look up to where our help comes from. If everything around says there is no hope, We're never gonna let go. The hymn of your sing God Jehovah, God Jehovah, Jehovah Rapha, you're our healer, you and you alone. We will trust you, we will trust you, Lord, Jehovah Rapha, you're our healer, you and you alone. Yeah, we're standing on, Lord, you heal. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Jehovah Rapha. We know you will. Let faith stir up, God. Gonna do it. Yeah. You're gonna do it. Jehovah Rapha. Hey. We know you will. He's gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Yes. Margreet, you asked to make the screen bigger, but I don't know if I was able to make it bigger. But
well, I was able to make it bigger myself.
Okay.
Really? You are an ITC expert.
Yeah, no. But you go with your mouse on the song and make it big.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I also didn't know. I just tried it. Yes, it did.
Yeah, you can share the link. Oh, sure, I can share the link. I will share the link in the chat at the end. Okay, the last slide. So I'm just gonna give a short prayer. You're welcome, Patrice. Yeah. I'm gonna share a short prayer with you. One second. Yeah. Okay. Let's bow our heads and close our eyes. Dear Father God, thank you for your abundant love and care for us. Thank you for forgiving our sins. Thank you for your wisdom and your compassion for others. Definitely throughout this during this time of the year, where joy and peace is expected, and togetherness, and but it's also a time to think about people who are less fortunate, um, who does not have as much. It's also a time to consider those people. Um, Dear Father, thank you for bringing this group together. I would like to request a prayer for Patrice, that his visa application runs smoothly, and that he may be able to um, um, get through with his visa application. I also want to pray for Rahel, that and each and every one of us, that we may see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to our assignments, that they may be completed, and that they may be completed sufficiently. I also want to pray for Margreet, pray for Daphne, and the other members of our group that are unable to be here today. Thank you, Father, for each and every one of them. Continue to protect them, continue to walk with them, continue to guide each and every one of us, dear Father. Thank you for the season, and I pray that we may be able to meet each other in a couple of weeks in February, that everything may run smoothly. In your name, dear Father, thank you. Well, it's time for holiday, so I just want to share with you guys. Please be safe during the holiday season, and season greetings to you and your families.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you also.
Thank you so much. And
So,
also
Merry Christmas to all of you.
Yes, Merry
yeah,
Christmas.
Blessed
Yes.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
See you in the
indeed.
new year.
Thank you, and take care.
Yeah,
Take
take
care.
care and safe
Thank you.
travel, Patrice.
Bye,
Wish you
bye.
well.
Indeed, yes. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you, Javanka.